fruit? Why would you dream about apples and not cantaloupes?
No one is dreaming about fruits. I'm talking about the multi-billion-dollar tech company that is ruling the industry right now.
Anyways.
So there I was, back in the late 1970s.
Computers during this time were massive, and I mean massive. They took up entire rooms and were nowhere near as powerful as they should be. That is, until Steve Jobs, Ron Wayne, and Steve Wozniak got together and created the Apple I. The Apple I was simple, just a circuit board, no case or keyboard, but it was the first step of a long, fruitful journey, and that pun is intended. Shortly after the Apple I was released, Ron left due to Jobs' personality. He was arrogant and Ron could not work with him, leaving just Jobs and Wozniak to run the company. In 1977, Apple released the Apple II. This is a major upgrade. It included a monitor, keyboard, and floppy drives. Apple then created the Apple III and the Lisa using a GUI from Xerox. Unfortunately, these computers were flops. In 1984, the Macintosh was released. This thing was spec'd out. 128 kilobytes of RAM, 400K floppy drive, and a mouse and an easy-to-use GUI. This was a success for Apple.
I think I'm out of coffee. I will get some. Anyone else?
Double espresso on the rocks.
You guys think we need a new walk?
Shh! Skylar's telling us about his blah dream.
It's not blah. It's a who.
Psh, who dreams of companies anyways?
Nerds.
Thanks for having my back, pal. Maybe I need a new name. Can I get back to my dream? Thank you. Now, where was I?
In 1985, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak was fired from Apple, and this led to a major downturn for Apple, though it was not apparent yet. In 1987, the Macintosh II was released, upgrading the RAM, chip, and hard drive, as well as supporting color graphics.
Does anybody else want a sandwich? No? I don't want a sandwich. What? I figured you're telling such a nice story. I need such a nice sandwich.
What?
You're doing it again?
Nancy is going crazy.
Not crazy, okay?
You guys would not believe the dream I had last night.
Let me guess. Apple?
Yeah.
Skylar. Hi. When is this stream gonna end?
I wish I knew.
In the early 1990s, Apple experimented with portable computers. Their first attempt, Macintosh Portable, failed miserably. Second try, they got it. The PowerBook 100 was released. It was a powerful little machine that professionals could use easily. During this time, though, Apple was struggling a bit. IBM and other PC makers were gaining ground, and Windows 3.0 it was in direct competition with them, and were gaining ground. Soon after, though, Apple teamed with IBM to create the PowerPC chip line to run Macintoshes. This was a powerful little chip. Apple was overproducing PCs, though. There is major confusion in the public on which to buy, driving them away to Windows 95 and other PCs. In 1995, Apple bought Next, owned by Steve Jobs, bringing him back to Apple. This would eventually be the saving grace of Apple. Under Jobs, the Mac line was streamlined, helping save the company. In 1998, Apple released the iMac, a radically different looking computer. It was appealing to the eye and the brain as the machine was easy to use and packed some decent hardware. this was a major success and ended up saving Apple in the long run. In 1999, the iBook was released, bringing the same style from the iMacs to notebooks. This was the first notebook with a Wi-Fi card.
Are you talking about this thing?
Whoa. Where'd you get that?
You know my friend Rick? Yeah. The one that lives in the alleyway behind Macy, or is it JCPenney? I'm not really sure, but he told me he would trade it for me if I gave him a lock of my hair. So I did. You know, sometimes I just wonder...
You get used to it.
Do you guys realize how much this is worth?
How much, Skylar?
A lot. Probably. Doesn't even
I don't know, let's check.
So what are we doing? What are we looking at?
Where were you?
What do you mean?
You went to go get a sandwich yesterday.
Oh, yeah, see, about that, I was in line, it was gonna be a nice sandwich, it was gonna be, but see, look at it, like, give me your number.
Must be nice.
You would not believe the day I just had.
How you doing?
Chris, not now. This has literally been the worst day of my life.
Shh. Shh.
Skylar's story just got interesting.
Define interesting. I'm kidding.
Plus, I'm in it, I think.
I mean, you're not, but okay.
You guys, it's been days. Fine, let's all listen to Skylar's story.
Where was I?
In 2001, the Mac OS X was released. This was a decent operating system, but it was slow and lacked major software support. This would eventually be upgraded into the Mac OS that we know today. Also in 2001, the iPod was released, changing the way many people listen to music on the go. It wasn't the first MP3 player, but it did it the best. The retail store was also introduced at this time. By 2003, Apple had switched to LCD screens for their computers, ditching the CCTV monitors from before. LCD screens were much thinner and had better quality. In 2006, Apple made the switch from PowerPC chips to the more powerful Intel chips, thus ending PowerPC chips. In 2007, the iPhone was released, revolutionizing the way people live. This is the most important tech Apple has put out as it created the market for smartphones. In 2010, the iPad was released, virtually creating the tablet. In 2011, Steve Jobs resigned as CEO due to cancer he had developed. He died on October 5th, 2011. He was one of the greatest innovators of all time, and he will be missed. In 2015, the Apple Watch was released, popularizing the smartwatch. Though Apple rarely innovates like they once did, they are still a huge player in tech and have shaped the world with their products.
And that was it.
That was it?
Yeah, that was a lot of build-up.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you lied to me. I wouldn't want to be a part of that.
You're a weird guy, you know that?
Alright, fuck you guys.
You know, sounds a lot like this.
Chris, what is that?
No, it's a cell phone, you know, from your dream, like you said, a couple times.
I'm sure Chris has an explanation for this.
No, not really. But you know, the dream got me thinking. If technology is going as fast as it has been, where are we going next?
Yep, we are due.
Well, I gotta get back to work.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think I need
Wait, guys. What about my day?
No one cares, Jordan.